Had O.J. been convicted, would your life have been different?
How do we answer that question? How could I know? If he had been convicted, maybe I wouldn't have left the office, but maybe I would have. Looking back, you know, I really do think it was time in my life to do something different.
We're here to decide who murdered Ronald Goldman and Nicole Brown.
It's 1995, and Marcia Clark is front and center at the trial of the century.
We do have sufficient evidence to convict him and prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
The lead prosecutor in the case against retired football legend Orenthal James Simpson for the murder of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, in a trial closely watched by tens of millions of people around the country.
He and Nicole had this incredibly violent relationship. On the particular day in question, many things went wrong for him all at the same time, and then he exploded, which is why we wound up with so much evidence.
But evidence or not, Clark and her team would become infamous for one of the worst trial losses in history.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
After O.J. was acquitted, Clark left her trial law career behind, setting off on a path to redefine herself as an author of best-selling novels.
I always loved to write. From the time I was a kid, I loved writing. I was always addicted to crime fiction. Always. Which is why I wrote novels that were crime fiction.
And now, her latest venture,
You're never gonna get me,
as co-creator of ABC's new legal drama, The Fix.
How much of the beginning of this story is your origin story?
Well, about this much. When you get about 3 minutes into the show, then we depart completely. So to the extent that it's a prosecutor in Los Angeles who lost a high-profile murder case and left the DA's office, that part came out of my life.
why are you doing this? Huh? You lost, so what now? You want revenge? You hate me for not suffering enough, is that it? Because believe me, I have.
This isn't personal, Mr. Johnson, and never has been.
Robin Tunney stars as Maya Travis, a former prosecutor who loses a high-profile murder case against a celebrity actor named Sevy Johnson, only to come back for a second chance years later when the actor is accused of killing his new girlfriend.
What are you doing here?
He did it again. You have to come back, Maya. This time, we're gonna get him.
Marcia gave me so much rein, and it was very clear from the very beginning. She's like, you are not playing me. We're going completely different direction. And I think she wanted to write something that was fun. An escapism and a sort of whodunit in a glossy way. It's very different from the People versus O.J. Simpson. It's like designed to be really entertaining.
This case is already being tried in the court of public opinion.
Part fictional legal drama.
This is really a soapy show. It's fast-paced, it's exciting, there's romance, of course, but there's also a lot of bad behavior, people doing unto others a lot.
Not guilty.
And part art imitating life.
He did it. Mr. Simpson, Orenthal Simpson. He did it.
You're never gonna get me. I'm an innocent man.
But Clark insists The Fix is not a revisionist tale of revenge
Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
against O.J. Simpson for that not guilty verdict heard around the world.
On Nicole Brown Simpson.
The show is not you, but it's you-ish.
Certainly it draws on my experiences as a defense attorney as well as a prosecutor.
So is it complete fantasy?
Yes. I mean, this all fiction. It really is all fiction. Even the Sevy Johnson, although he's African-American, he is British, he's a movie star, he's not a football player, and you'll see through the course of it, very complex character, a very compelling character, and all the characters have an arc that they go through. It's my fantasy in terms of getting to write a project like this, for sure.
This is about justice and seeing that justice is done.
But no matter what, it seems more than 2 decades later, the O.J. case continues to follow her.
I'm trying to win.
Spawning a hit miniseries, The People versus O.J. Simpson, and an Academy Award-winning documentary, O.J. Made in America.
I learned a lot more about him in terms of his ability to perform when I saw O.J. Made in America. But seeing it in so much detail showed me he really knows how to put on an incredibly engaging and warm persona. That is not the persona I saw in court.
Tunney, who previously led hit shows like The Mentalist.
The window was open, screen outside. The cops think that's how Jefferson broke into the house.
Leaned partly on the direct access she got to her character's inspiration.
How closely did you work with Marcia on Maya?
She was there all the time. I wanted some freedom to do things on my own, and she was really nice about that and like create a different backstory. But she's not, generally if somebody is famous at another job and they work on a TV show, they're working just as an advisor. They're not a creator. Marcia actually wrote this. She was in the room pulling, her sleeves up and getting down and dirty, and had like a real writer's room, and she was there working terrible hours with a lot of pressure.
I can't talk to you without your attorney present.
But unlike Maya in the show, Marcia in real life is perfectly fine with life outside the courtroom.
If O.J. Simpson ever did anything again that was horrific or heinous, would you jump back in?
I wouldn't be able to jump back in. There's a bit of fantasticalness in the way Maya comes back.
Comes roaring back in.
Comes roaring back in and just resumes, and that's not particularly realistic, and they have a lot of really good prosecutors. They don't need me.
For Nightline, I'm Matt Gutman in Los Angeles.
And The Fix airs Monday nights at 10, 9 Central, right here on ABC.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.